Hello world, Shelly here, and today I would like to go through my fall transition skincare routine. If you have dry skin like I do, you might be in these dog days of summer thinking, oh, all this humidity, my skin's not even dry right now. Like, it's almost normal. Oh! But it ain't gonna last, kids. So what I like to do is when Starbucks starts to bring out the pumpkin stuff, it's time to transition into fall skincare so that you have a chance, because winter is coming, that when winter comes, you will just continue in a nice hydrated state. So I've got a ton of products in front of me right now. Let me preface this by saying you don't need all of these products. I'm going to show you lots of options for things. You don't even need these specific products. If you have products that fit into these categories, you're good to go. So don't be overwhelmed by the fact that I'm going to show you a ton of stuff here. These are just things that are working for me. I'm clearly in my K-beauty era right now. This year has been very K-beauty heavy for me. Not all of this is K-beauty, but some of it is, and let's go through. So, I'll talk about my morning and my evening skincare, primarily morning because my evenings are pretty simple with my tretinoin, but I'll get into that as well. We start with cleansing. Now, in the morning, whether I do a full proper cleanse or not depends whether I wore a sleeping mask type of a product on my face when I went to bed. If I didn't, then I might just splash water on my face. But if I did wear a sleeping mask, sleeping pack, night mask kind of a product, then I will do a full cleanse. And not always a double cleanse, but it also depends how much mascara I failed to get off the night before when I washed my face. You know how it goes. I did a recent video on the MIXSOON products, and I really like their double cleanse. Their oil cleanse is a super lightweight liquid oil that if you don't like the heavier feeling of oils, it's really nice. In the morning, I don't usually need a double cleanse, but they also have a cleanser. This is the Centella Cleansing Foam. Works great with this, also works great on its own. Other options that I use for cleansing that I enjoy, the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Cleanser. I have dry skin, so hydrating is my jam. I also make my own cleansing balm through Geek Out of Water, so I use that if I am removing eye makeup especially. I also really enjoy the Ole Hendrickson Truth Juice Daily Cleanser. Are you guys getting used to seeing like a cattail wrapped over my ear? Yes. Hello, Ziba. Good cleansers. I enjoy them. Now, after I've done my cleansing step, in the morning, I will put on my Science Serum Tight Eye. This stuff is back. If you missed it, I don't know how you could have missed it because I've been talking about it ever since they came back a few months ago. It is back. It is fantastic. And the funniest thing is that in the past 3 weeks or so, I have gotten multiple comments, both online on YouTube and in person, people telling me that my under eyes look so smooth. And it's like, yes, because tie-dye is back. Thank goodness. I know it sounds like I'm saying tie-dye. Tight eye is back. This stuff's magic. So I put this under my eyes. I also use it on the hoods of my lids. And you have to let it dry down 5 to 10 minutes, depending what the temperature is. And then wash it off. And so I put this on, and then I will, pick out my clothes for the day, start getting dressed, start doing the, morning wake up thing, which usually involves some scrolling through the socials to wake my brain up. So then I use cold water to wipe that away from my eyes. And then we get into the next step. Now, I'm going to say with the next step for me is toner. And your toner is kind of what preps your skin, sets the stage, and I like to use the toner step for exfoliation. I do not use exfoliating acids every single day because then I get way too peely, but I will use them a few days a week. There's one that I'm really enjoying right now that is the TM I don't know how to pronounce it, but I finally know that that's an M. This is the AC Fighting AHA, BHA, PHA toner, the triple acid toner. It's really gentle. It does not make me get red, blotchy, and irritated, so I'm very much enjoying this one. Now, you can do some physical exfoliation in your cleansing step if you want. I like the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Face Polisher, so if you want to go this route, the chemical exfoliation versus the physical exfoliation, your chemical exfoliation is going to break up the bonds between the dead skin cells at the surface layer of your skin and allow you to then, you know, wash them away, scrub them away. Physical exfoliation is the scrubbing. There's some kind of bead or physical hard little thing that is going to allow you to scrub away any loose dead skin. Now you can also do that with your washcloth, you know, and just give yourself a gentle buff to your face to help physically remove things. But this would be in your cleanser step if you wanted to use something like this instead of a chemical exfoliation. I do both. I do the chemical exfoliation, and then once I start to get peely, I'll do a physical exfoliation, and that way I kind of cover both bases. Don't do them all at the same time. And the same goes for different steps. So you're going to see, like if I did a toner as my chemical exfoliation, then I do not want to go in my serum step and do more chemical exfoliation. You know what I'm saying? So while you don't have to use these same products, you do want to pay attention to not doubling up on actives. You want to make sure that your exfoliation happens in one step. It doesn't matter if you're going to do it in your toner, if you're going to do it in your serum. However you want to do it is all good. You might not even need to exfoliate. I find it's very necessary because I just shed like a snake. But don't double up, triple up on actives because that leads to irritation. You don't want to damage your skin barrier because then you're just going to exacerbate all of the problems with dry skin, and you don't want to irritate your skin. So just be conscious of what actives are in what steps that you're choosing. So that's my toner step. Now, after your toner step, you go into your essences. And the essences are kind of like a little bit of nutrition for your skin, tons of hydration for your skin, and they prep your skin so that the next steps absorb even better. Now, I'm going to show you this little demonstration that I saw on the MIXSOON socials, and I got a proper glass this time. I did talk about this in my MIXSOON video, but I didn't have a proper see-through glass to make it make sense. All right, this glass is your skin. This is the outermost layer of your skin. These are the deep layers of your skin. So this is the top of your skin, you know, right outside, right? Think of your skin as a glass of water. It is a vessel. It needs to hold moisture. And your skin holding moisture means that it is better suited to repel any kind of invaders that are trying to get into your body via your skin. It is better suited to have healthy balance so that you're not dry and you're not flaky and you've got plumpness to the skin. It helps reduce the look of wrinkles because that plumpness fills in those micro lines. You want good hydration in your skin. So this is your skin. Now, if you do your skincare routine and you just cleanse and put on moisturizer, now some people, their hydration inside their bodies is so great and their skin maintains the moisture properly. If you have perfectly functioning skin and your skin barrier is like, there's no transdermal water loss, you're not losing water from your surface of your skin. Like, if you've got great skin, you might not have to worry about this. I have dry skin. So, and let me make one more distinction between dry and dehydrated skin. A lot of times people will use the term dry to reference both of them, but there's actually two different problems going on there. Dry skin is when your skin is not producing enough oil or sebum to kind of maintain the barrier. And then you have transepidermal water loss. Did I say that wrong a moment ago? I don't know. There's too many syllables. It's still morning. I don't usually film in the morning. You're getting my crazy brain. What was I even saying? Oil, sebum. So if you don't have enough oil sebum produced in your skin, you're not holding in water as well, you're losing water, you're not retaining moisture. That's your dry skin. Dehydrated skin doesn't have enough moisture in the cup to begin with. And so you're not retaining it. It's not there in the first place. It makes skin look dull. It makes micro wrinkles and fine lines appear more prominent. It's because your glass is empty. You gotta keep the glass full, right? So if you just wash your face and put on moisturizer, your moisturizer isn't typically going to provide moisture. It's going to seal in the moisture you've got. But if you don't have moisture, there's nothing to seal in. So here's your moisturizer, here's your empty glass, you didn't top up your moisture, and now you're just gonna put moisturizer on top, and now you just have an empty glass with no moisture. So the goal here is to fill up your glass. You want to fill your skin with moisture, and then when you apply your moisturizer, what are you doing? You're locking in all that beautiful moisture in your skin. That's what we want. That is the plan. That is the goal. That is the best case scenario. So that's what the essences are for. I have a lot of them that I like because guess what? 7 Skins is filling the glass. That is a routine that I do. I do it at night once a week where I just do 7 Skins and then put on a good moisturizer and a good night mask and go to bed. But also in the morning, because my skin is dehydrated as well as dry, I fill the glass every single day. I usually do 3 layers, 3 skins, shall we say. And you can use basically any essences or hydrating toners that don't have irritating actives in them. You don't want to use a toner that has any kind of alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, your AHAs, your PHAs, your BHAs. You don't want any of those exfoliating acids. You don't want to do a toner that has retinols in it. You don't want any irritating actives. You want only hydrating ingredients or botanicals that have a hydrating or healing properties to them and not irritating properties. So here are a few that I like, and you've seen these on my channel before. The Centella water from CosRx. I love spray bottles for this process. It just makes it so much easier. There's no caps to deal with. Normally I keep this on my vanity without the cap. I can't believe the cats haven't stolen my cap yet. Multiple layers. I go for 3 layers. Now lately I've been mixing it up because I have some new essences from MIXSOON that I'm enjoying, but this one's been an OG for a long time, a favorite of mine. Another OG all-time favorite, the cats did steal a cap on this one, my Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. This one is also excellent and I love it because it's in a pump. Another one that I love in a pump is from Peach and Lily. This is the Glass Skin Veil Mist. Oh, I'm farther down on that bottle than I thought I was. making my mental restocks. Good one. The ones that I just got recently from MIXSOON that I've been enjoying, they are the Bifida Ferment Essence. Now again, don't double dip with your botanicals and your actives. So if I'm using this essence, then I will not use my Bifida Serum. Even though Bifida is not an irritating type of an active, you just don't want to do one dose. One dose of each thing is good. That one's awesome. My favorite, you know me and Centella. Centella, you can throw on as much Centella as you want because it is just a healing, hydrating botanical. The MIXSOON, this is the Sundi Centella Asiatica Essence. It's focusing on Pikachu. Why is it focusing on Pikachu? Hi, Pikachu. There we go. I mean, Pikachu's cool. Good essences. So I've been layering 3 of them. And so I've been doing these 3. I've been doing my spray of my Centella water. Then I do my Centella essence and my Bifida essence. That's my 3 layers of essences to fill the glass, so to speak. And honestly, today I only did 2 layers and I can already tell I didn't do enough hydration to my skin. You know, you can just kind of feel it. If you get used to what it feels like with different experimentation, take a lot of notes. take notes on your skincare, because you will eventually get yourself to a point where you have this all nailed down to a science and you know what your skin wants. So once we fill the glass, we can go into serums. Now, you might not need 3 layers of essences. You might not be as dehydrated as I am. You're going to have to kind of experiment, figure out where you're at. I need lots. So now we go into serums, and I have a bunch of serums that I like. Now, this is where you're kind of going to decide based on what does your skin need right now. Do you need exfoliation and you didn't do it in your toner step? Do you need hydration? Do you need healing? What do you need? Do you need more enrichment, nutrition to your skin? So I pick based on where my skin is at that day. So if I didn't do an exfoliating toner and I'm on a day where I do think I want to exfoliate, this is one of my favorites, the Peach and Lily. It's the Power Cocktail Lactic Acid Repair Serum. Super gentle. It is one of the more gentle versions. I've used glycolic acid in the past. It's pretty well tolerated, but it can be more irritating if your skin is not used to it, and depending on what concentration is in the product that you've got. If you want something gentle that is suitable for sensitive skin, I don't have sensitive skin, but I gravitate toward those products because my skin gets irritated mainly because I go too heavy on my various skincare when I'm just really trying to get things done. You can't rush it. You can't force it. Just take my word for it. Trust the process. Take pictures every week of your skin in the same lighting with no makeup on. Track your progress. You will get there. Don't try to rush it, because you really can't. Especially as we get older, these biological processes get slower. Our cell turnover gets slower. You can't rush it. Just trust the process. But I like this one because it's super, super gentle. And I seem to need gentle more often these days of my life. One of my favorite serums of all time since last summer when it came out, the No. 7 Future Renew. I use this every single day. This is my last, I do 2 serums. This is my last serum step. Every day, this is basically for repairing previous damage. My sun damage, for example, it helps with texture. It helps with visible signs of aging and repairing them. Depth of fine lines. This stuff has been magical. It's one of my favorite things that has ever come out in the world, and I love No. 7 anyway, so I always have a backup of that, because if I ever hear that it's going away, I'm going to buy a dozen of them. I'm not even kidding. Other serums, let's see, let me do the actives ones first. Peach and Lily's Copper Peptide Pro Firming Serum. This is kind of like an all-purpose pro longevity type of a serum. It's giving your skin I'm a huge fan of peptides. I usually do my peptides in my moisturizer step, but you really can't overdo your peptides. They're strength building for your skin, and copper peptides. It's the only product I have at the moment that is a copper peptide formulation that I think, and I really enjoy it. Obviously, because even with all this skincare, I'm still making a dent in this bottle. So that would be like just a typical day kind of a serum when I just don't have a specific need that I'm going for. I've been loving this one. I'm going to run out of this pretty soon. I'm halfway through this bottle. I need Sherlock to help me. Beauty of Joseon. This is the Repair Serum Ginseng and Snail Mucin. It is not vegan because of the snail mucin. However, they do insist that they are cruelty-free in their harvesting of the snail mucin. Snail mucin is very, 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 very healing. And it's great when your skin barrier is messed up, as mine sometimes is, because I go too hard on my exfoliation. It's an ingredient. I wish that it was vegan, because I prefer to stay on the vegan side of the fence. But if I can find places that make snail mucin in a cruelty-free manner, now of course I can't visit their farms and confirm for myself, but if they come out and say it, then I'm going to believe it. I have no reason not to. Thank you, snails. You really do magic for my skin. The idea is that the bottom of a snail, so the snails have, their little shell on top, and then they've got their little, skin-like bottom part of their bodies as they're crawling around on the ground. And the mucin that they make is for healing all the little micro tears that they get along the bottom of their body as they're scooting around. And it works really well on our skin too. So thank you, snails. Snails, I love you. You do magic for me. But I really enjoy this serum. This has been my pretty much every day if I don't have a reason to do any of the other ones, because I use this at night too. My skin likes the snails. My skin likes the snails. I have a couple more here. Peach and Lily's Glass Skin Refining Serum. Again, this is just I don't have anything else to do as far as like specific targeted serum actives, and I wear this one if I know I'm going to be going for a glowy makeup look later on in the day when I go to put my face on. This one wears really well under makeup and just gives a little bit of a boost to any glowy foundation you might be putting on later. So I thoroughly enjoy that one. New to me, this is the MIXSOON Bean Essence, and you can use this as a serum, but as I demonstrated in my MIXSOON video, you can also use this as, it's got sort of a, I don't want to use the word sticky because that's not right, but it can kind of stick and string together. Let me see if I can get it to happen just with a little tiny bit. Woo! Yeah, it's all over my pants now. See this? Do you see how do you see it? It's got like an interesting texture to it. And because of that, you can use it as sort of an exfoliation step, but without the chemical or harsh physical exfoliation. It is physical exfoliation, but it's because that sort of texture is grabbing on to the dirt and gunk in your pores, and it's lifting it out. And so if you apply it, instead of just massaging it in like a normal serum, if you actually use pressure and rub it into your face, you'll get some gunk coming out of your skin, and then you rinse that off and then continue on with the rest of your steps. So this one is another multi-purpose. You can do this, since this is not using chemicals as the exfoliation. If you did a chemical exfoliation for your toner, you can do this to kind of clean everything out in your next step, because it's not an active that's doing it. It's actually the physical sort of consistency of the product that's allowing you to do this. I got one more in the serums. This, they call it an essence, but I use it as a serum step because it's like a biphase, like a two-phase oil and water kind of a situation. It is from Mary and May. I bought this because Tati was talking about it, and I do enjoy it. It looks really cool. I haven't shaken it up yet. Let me show you. It's the Vegan Blackberry Complex Cream Essence. And so do you see how the creamy sort of oil phase is at the top, and the liquid phase, the water phase, is at the bottom? You mix it up, and it becomes this creamy sort of an essence, and then you apply it. It feels a little slimy, so if you have texture sensitivity, you know, if textures of things give you the heebie-jeebies, you might find this one weird. But I think it feels really soothing, and so I don't mind it. It does feel a little slimy, though. And I can't think of a better word, because that's kind of what I think of when I apply it. But it's really pretty, and there is like a nice experience to shaking it up and seeing it get all combined. And like, so it's an enjoyable product to use. I like it, but be aware, it feels weird. All right, now we get into the moisture step. Now, because we are prepping for winter, we are trying to keep our skin hydrated, and we're trying to keep that all locked in. We're trying to get our skin barrier to be healthy so that we are moving into the drier times of winter with a full suitcase of water in our hands. You know what I'm saying? So we want to lock in hydration. The way we lock it in is with our moisturizer and potentially a facial oil. Now, typically they say to put your oils after your moisturizer, and that's because some facial oils have larger molecule oils that can't penetrate the skin, and therefore anything you put on top of those oils will not penetrate, and usually your moisturizer might have some actives that you want to penetrate. So if that's the case, then you would want your oil to come after your moisturizer. However, if you know that the oils in your facial oil are carrier oils or smaller molecule oils that can penetrate the skin, then you can put them underneath, because I know that a lot of times they recommend that you apply your products by density. So put the most watery stuff on first, then get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. And in that scenario, your oil would come before your moisturizer. But you only want to do that if the oils you're using are not going to block whatever else is on top of them from penetrating. Now, the ones I'm using, I can put them under my moisturizer because they are carrier oils. I've looked through the ingredients. The oils are all lower molecule sized oils that can penetrate the skin. So one that I like is Good Molecules has a bakuchiol oil blend, which bakuchiol is a natural alternative to retinols. And you know, it's one of my favorite things. I like to pack it in my skincare, but this is one of those actives. So if you're putting it on in your oil, then you're not going to want to put it on in your moisturizer step. So if I'm going to use, this is my bakuchiol face cream that I make myself. If I'm going to use this as my primer or as my moisturizer, then I will not use this as my oil. I'll use a different one, because bakuchiol it's an active that is going to, it's very unlikely to irritate your skin, but it is a powerful active. So you don't want to double it up in your steps unless you have reason to, or unless you know your skin can tolerate it, etc. You know, these are all, I'm not a doctor, so really talk to your dermatologist if you have questions about what you should be doing for your skin specifically. This is just how I decide my skincare routine. But I really like their bakuchiol oil. Now, I also make a facial oil that I enjoy. It is the squalane and agave facial oil. My label is this bottle. I reuse my bottle. This is probably not the best practice, but I don't want to waste bottles. And so when I empty mine out, when I make my next batch, I just fill it back up, because, you know, it's my bottle. So this bottle is old and this label's wearing off. But this is just a very simple squalane and agave, hydrating ingredients, low molecule size, carrier oils, penetrates the skin nicely. So I will put this on before my moisturizer. So if I was going to use my bakuchiol cream as my moisturizer, then I would use this as my oil. So just be careful about doubling up on your actives. Once I've got oil down, or like I said, if your oil has like mineral oil in it, you'll want it to go after your moisturizer. So just flip-flop these two steps. Then I put on my eye cream. Now, this is what's left of my Clarins Total Eye Lift in the red bottle, but my pump broke, and so I had to put it in its own little jar, and I'm just using it out of here. So this is my Clarins Total Eye Lift cream that I use under my eyes, and that is the last step before I put full face moisturizer on. Now, I've been testing this one out and I'm almost out of it. It is the Panthenol Rebarrier Cream from Purito. The key here is panthenol. It's a really good ingredient when you're trying to like build up your skin barrier, make sure it's all healthy, which is great to do when you're moving into the next season that's going to be drier. So you don't necessarily need this as your moisturizer. I do double moisturizer because, you know, dry and dehydrated. But look in your moisturizer and see if it's got any panthenol in it. I do have panthenol in my bakuchiol cream. It is one of those things where it's just really good for your skin barrier and it's really good for keeping it healthy. So look for panthenol. It's good stuff. So if you're not going to do a dedicated panthenol step, here are some moisturizers I like. The Peach and Lily Peptide Pro, there's that word again. You know I love me some peptides, because my other favorite peptide moisturizer, it's almost empty, but I already have a backup, don't worry. It's my Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer. These are both fantastic. The Ole Henriksen is a little bit heavier, so I like it better at night. And the Peach and Lily is a little bit lighter, so it's not quite heavy enough for me at night, but I like it during the day. So those are two awesome options. I have a new one that I've been playing with, and I could do a whole video on this company because I did a deep dive into them, and now let's just say I need to go, I think it's New York they're in. I need to go visit their farm. You can literally visit their farm. This is Beekman 1802. This particular moisturizer is the Milk RX Advanced Better Aging Cream. Guess what? It's a polypeptide complex. I love my peptides. The whole background of this company, two guys founded it. They have their own farm of goats. It's a goat milk based product line, essentially. And you can literally go visit their farm, see their goats. Their website has a live stream of their goats. You know I love animals. And again, this is one of those things where I would prefer to do something vegan. But if I can see that these goats are living their best lives and there is no cruelty involved whatsoever, then I'm all right. Like, me being vegan I'm vegetarian, but I am vegan occasionally, and I tend toward being vegan in my product choices, mainly because the way we mass produce certain animal-based products is cruel and unusual punishment. And what is on my lip? I can't tell. So, and that bothers me. So, but if I'm not opposed to people eating meat, I'm not opposed to sustainably raised, cared for animals that we happen to be able to have a mutually beneficial relationship with. Yeah, so I'm very intrigued by the Beekman 1802 brand. This moisturizer is lovely. It's enough for me to wear at night, but it's also light enough for me to wear in the day. It's one of those really nice crossover kind of situations. And I really enjoy it, and I really want to go see their goats. Like, I really, that is way up on my bucket list, because New York's not that far from me. I could get there in, 6 hours driving. I could fly there even faster. I might have to go see the Beekman goats. That might have to be a thing that happens. So those are some of the moisturizers I very much enjoy. Then I would put my sunscreen on. And I talk about sunscreen all the time. I got a few favorites. It's kind of like, just pick one. Number 7, Future Renew. This is the European formula. I grab it whenever I'm in Ireland. I pick up as many as I can and I bring them home. The US version does not have the same sunscreen actives because we are decades behind in the development of sunscreen actives and the approval of them. So I prefer South Korean and European sunscreens. So they do sell this in the US, but it's not the same. It's not the same actives. So if you live across the pond and you can get yourself the actual European versions, bravo, number 7, this is one of my favorites. This one's just about empty. This is the Madagascar Centella from Skin 1004. How are you supposed to say that? 1004? 1004? I don't know. Skin 1004? It is, again, Sika, Centella Asiatica, one of my favorites. You can have all the Centella you want. It's not going to hurt you. Put it on every step. I do. That one is not an irritating active, but this one is an SPF 50, I believe. Oh, Sherlock, I need you. I need your help. I need your help. SPF 50 PA4+. Bravo. Love that one. You saw that in my empties because it's literally almost gone. I just have a couple pumps left. I'm also waiting because I want to, once I get to the very, very, very tippy top bottom of it, I'm going to cut it open like you guys keep telling me and scrape out what's left on the inside. New to my rotation, and I love it. Like, this one is contending for favorite sunscreen status here. From MIXSOON, again, SPF 50+, PA4+, Centella Sun Cream. And I just love the texture of this. It feels super lightweight. There's no white cast. It's not sticky at all, and it wears fantastically under makeup. So, bravo. There's another one. Let me get one more in here that I very much enjoy. Oh, I always forget. Is this Hada Labo? I think it is. Yeah. It's Hada Labo SPF 50+, PA4+. That's kind of what you're going for. I forget the name of this one, and they don't have it in English on here, but I will show you up close. I will link it down below as well. But this is the Hada Labo. I feel like the name is like Sun Cream or something like that. I will link it down below. It's very good. The reason I use it less often is honestly because it's not in a pump. I just like pumps, you guys. I like the pumps, no caps to drop, not digging your grubby paws into anything. So that is my morning routine. Once I have my sunscreen on, I give it at least 15 minutes before I sit down to do my makeup. Then I do my makeup. If I didn't use this as my moisturizer, this is often my primer. I am also working on a Blue Tansy, more traditional primer, like a more of a blurring primer in my formulations. So keep an eye out for this. If you're in the Goldfish tier on my Patreon, you got sent a pre-launch sample of that to try out. Oh, I have one more moisturizer I didn't talk about. In Beauty Project Extreme Cream. I bought this when Tati did that half off TikTok live that she did. It sounded amazing. It's for visibly firmer, lifted, and smoother skin. I haven't been using it for a very long time. It's got plant-based bioretinol. I'm guessing it's like a bakuchiol derivative. I haven't dug into the ingredients in it. Ceramide complex, some peptides. I like it. It didn't wow me immediately, but I haven't had it long enough to really give it a chance. So it's got a ton of good ingredients in it. If you picked that up in Tati's live, I think it's definitely worth the half off price. I have not yet decided if I feel like it's worth the full price, because it is a pricey one, but I will keep you guys posted. Nighttime skincare is very similar. Cleanser, then I do my essences, then I do my tretinoin. So this is my Curology prescription. I stepped down a level on my strength of tretinoin because I was using it less frequently because it was irritating my skin too much. So we stepped back and now I can use it almost every day. It's a 0.015% tretinoin. I've got 5% azelaic acid and 4% niacinamide in here. You're not going to want to use more actives when you're using something like this. So I do my hydrating essences. I don't exfoliate on the same day that I do my tretinoin retinols. And so I basically cleanse, essences, tretinoin, and then moisturizer. Now, if you're not using prescription strength tretinoin, you could use retinol products. One that I really like that's nice and gentle. If you have been irritated by retinols before, Peach and Lily's Retinol for All Renewing Serum. This is a very good substitute if you have sensitive skin or your skin gets too irritated by stronger retinols. Then, because it's nighttime, I will add a sleeping mask of some kind. And I've got both ends of the price spectrum here. I bought this one from, again, Mary and May. When I bought that thing that Tati enjoyed, I also went and picked this up because it looked, well, guess what? It had the word peptide in it. But it's a Calendula Peptide Ageless Sleeping Mask. It is vegan. And these sleeping masks, you basically apply them like a moisturizer, then go to bed and wash them off in the morning. Some of them don't even need to be washed off in the morning. My skin absorbs most of this by morning time, but I will still do a full cleanse if I wore a sleeping mask the night before. So this is one option. The other one I really like. It's really good and it's inexpensive. It's from e.l.f. It is the Holy Hydration Sleeping Mask with hyaluronic acid and peptides. So that just kind of gives your skin locking in that moisture, giving it a little bit more strengthening actives. None of the actives in here, like Calendula is a botanical that is really good for skin repair. None of the actives in these are going to irritate your skin based on having just done your retinols. So they're gentle and they help lock everything in. There's my cattail necklace. I think that's all the things. Like I said, you don't need these specific products or even all of these products. It will take some experimentation on your own face to figure out what your skin needs and what your skin likes, but this works for my skin quite well. Right, Ziva? I know. I know you're a good Ziva baby. You're a good Ziva baby. She had to come up. She must have been able to tell. We're getting ready to wrap up. There you have it. What are your favorite products? Let me know in the comments what you are using, what steps you have. Do you have steps that I don't do? Do you skip steps that I do? Let me know in the comments down below. And check me out on Patreon if you want previews of things that I am formulating for my skincare brand, company, etc. I just did a poll on having you guys help me narrow down what I want to do in terms of branding logo for the skincare specifically. So hit me up over on Patreon for all of that. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over skincare with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.